Hey everybody. I saw a couple people were looking for tutorials on how to set up VoiceAttack for Arena Commander. This isn't Arena Commander specific, but that's the topic here, so these should help you in that and other programs. To get the program, you're going to go ahead and go to voiceattack.com. They have two versions. They have a free version, which has a 21-day limit and a 20 command cap, which you will run out of 20 commands really quickly. So I recommend just go ahead and purchase the key. They'll send it to your email address, and you just plug it into the software. Now, I'm not going to go over the actual download and install because that's really easy to do. But once it's installed, you'll have this window, which is VoiceAttack, and we just have this window for us to test in. So we can go ahead and resize that a little bit and just kind of put it down in here in the corner. So what we're mainly concerned with is this VoiceAttack. Now, I've already created a test profile, which you won't have. I have my Star Citizen one, and I have the test profile. If you don't have one in here, I'm pretty sure you can just type in the name. Otherwise, you can hit Create a Profile, and it's going to bring you to a window that looks exactly like this, and you're just going to name your profile Arena Commander or whatever you want. Once that's done, you're going to hit the new command button. The interface is really simple. They've done a really good job at kind of streamlining this because it's got a lot of options, and everything's in a good spot. So we're going to hit new command, and for Arena Commander, one of the things we use a lot is flares. So we're going to say flare. So this top box is the keyword that you're going to say. So when I say flare, it's going to execute whatever's in this box. So on the left-hand side are things we can add to the execution list. On the right side is how we edit the execution list. And in the bottom, these are global settings for this command. Now, some of these settings can't be done if some other settings are done. So we'll get into that in a second. But for right now, we'll just do flare, key press. And in this box, these are the modifiers, shift, windows, etc., etc. And this is the actual key press that you're going to do. They do have a picker. I don't suggest using it because, let's face it, you have a keyboard right in front of you, so just hit the Z key. So we're going to hit Z. You see it populated here. This hold down method, we're going to hold down for 0.100 seconds. And this, I've had no problems with it. It's the default. I have used longer presses, but there's really no need because you can do everything with pauses, and we'll probably get into that in a minute too. One thing to note is the key input method. I keep it on games window. I've had a few issues with standard, and I've had 0 issues with Windows game. So I would keep it in there. We're just going to hit OK. And you'll see here that when we say flare, it's going to do everything in this box. So we're going to hit OK. We're going to hit done. And in here, we'll watch this box for the command recognition. So here we're just going to say flare. Flare. So here you'll see, again, I haven't trained this speech engine, so it doesn't always recognize it. I do need to go train it, but I'd say about 98% of the time it recognizes me first try. So here you'll see it published as Z, and that's just the key press that we associated with flare. So we're going to go back into key bindings, and in the video that I had up earlier, which I'll have in the description, I have a voice confirmation. So in order to do that, we're just going to hit other here on the left. We're going to go down to say something, text to speech. This voice is your default Windows voice engine. So we're just going to say, we want Windows to say flare launched. So
flare launched.
if we preview it, we see that she says it fine. We hit OK. So now we're going to have a key press, and after the key press, it's going to say that we launched the flare. So we're going to hit OK. We're going to hit done, and keep in mind, none of these changes take effect until you hit this done button. So now that we're done, we're going to hit this text box, and we're going to say the keyword again. Flare.
Flare launched.
So now we got instant recognition. it publishes and we got the Windows system to tell us that a flare was launched. So if we go back in here, we can add some other key presses. I think T is nearest enemy, so we're gonna hit closest enemy. So we're gonna make a new command, and this command is gonna be closest enemy. And this key press is going to be the letter T. So we're just going to T, 100, Windows game, hit OK. And we're going to go ahead and add a voice to this one too. And we're just going to say targeting closest hostile. So if we preview this,
targeting closest hostile.
Seems to be in order. So we're going to say targeting closest, etc., etc. And we get, I should have done target, but oh well. So we'll hit done, and we'll see here we should get a T when we do this one. So it'll be closest enemy.
Targeting closest hostile.
So you see that it published a T, and we got the voice confirmation. So we can get a little more complicated with these. One of the things that I found is that the match speed button, once you press it once, it matches your speed with your current speed, and it doesn't adjust it. So after the first button press, you kind of have to just keep mashing it if you want to match their speed. So the way I got around that was with a repeat command. So this one we're just going to say match speed, and the key press for match speed is M, so we're going to add an M, hit OK. After this, we're going to add a pause of 0.500 seconds, so half a second, and then we're going to hit OK. And then we're going to repeat this command continuously. Now, don't be afraid. This isn't going to break anything. VoiceAttack actually does a really good job of managing this. So if we're in an application and we trigger this continuous event, it will exit whenever you tab out. So if the focus switches to another program, it'll just cancel that action. So we're going to head and hit OK. So we have match speed in here, and it should continuously fire. So if we go here, match speed. So now we get an M every half a second, and it just keeps going. And you'll see that it recognized it here. And we're going to go ahead and focus away from this window. So here you'll see active application changed. Active application changed. So it went ahead and canceled match speed for us instantly. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna make this so we control when it ends. So we're gonna add a new command, and we're gonna say stop matching. Oh, not machine. And we're gonna add a not a key press. I'm sorry. We're gonna head and add an other. We're gonna stop another command, and this is a list of everything you have. So if you have a bunch of commands, this is going to get really long. So we're gonna end match speed, and we're only going to fire this one time. So we'll hit OK, we'll hit done, and now if we go down here, we'll go to a new line and we'll say match speed. So now we continuously get ticks until we decide to stop, and we can say stop matching. So it picked it up, it stopped the command, and you'll see that it is no longer continuing here. Now, when you're talking in normal voice conversation, this can sometimes pick up commands that you don't want it to pick up, and we can change that with it's what they call a prefix-suffix system. So we're going to change all of these commands to suffixes. So if we go down each one, we're going to add a suffix, which is down here, and we're going to add the suffix group ship. So only prefixes and suffixes of the same group will fire one another. Now, a prefix is required to fire a suffix at all times. So you can't do anything with the suffix until you do something with the prefix. So what we're going to do, and actually I didn't show it to you here, in this box you see all these unrecognized commands. This is just a lot of garbage that I don't like. And if you click around too much, the program stops. So we're just going to open that up again. I've made it extremely angry. So I hate when it does this, and it'll accidentally fire. So we need to stop it from listening. But we're gonna set up the commands first, and then the listener second. So on each one of these, click Other, and we're gonna make VoiceAttack stop listening, and we're gonna add this to the top. So the very first thing it's gonna do is it's gonna stop listening to additional commands, and we're gonna hit OK. So it's suffix ship, and it's gonna stop VoiceAttack listening. So we're gonna do that for each one of these. So ship, Other, stop listening. Okay, and we're going to move that up. And we're going to do it for map speed. Other. Stop listening. Suffix. Ship. And this is where other profiles come in handy. I do recommend backing up your profiles because this is a lot of stuff to remember. So this is going to be suffix ship. So right now all of these are under suffixes. So if we say any one of these, so we know closest enemy works. Closest enemy. You can see that nothing has been caught. And it will never catch it because these are all suffixes. So we need to add a prefix, so we'll add a prefix, and this can be anything you want. It could be the name of your ship, it can be the word computer, so we're going to use the word computer. And this guy, all it has to do is start listening. So whenever you say this keyword, this prefix is ship. So this prefix of ship is just going to start the listening process. So we're going to hit OK, and we're going to hit done, and we're going to say closest enemy. We're going to say computer, closest enemy.
Target enclosures hostile.
So you'll see that it resumed listening to me, and then it suspended listening to me right away. And it fired the event just after this, but I don't know why it doesn't publish the actual event. It should, but it doesn't. Now if we go back in here, these all work. So we can do computer flare.
Flare launched.
So these work for all of them. The only one it doesn't work for is matching speeds. So we say computer match speeds. So you'll see that this no longer fires every half second, and if we go in here I'll show you why. So if we are matching speeds, these boxes get grayed out. When you are using the suffix system, so if we go to full command, these are back on. When you're using the suffix system, you cannot use repeating. There is a way we can get around this, which is the way I use in the video down below, and that's by using a third command. So actually in here, actually we'll make the command first. So we'll make a new command, and we have to make sure that we never call this command in natural language, because it won't be part of the suffix system. So we're just going to give it some weird name. We'll give it non-voice command, and then we'll name it matching speed. And we need to add another event to this. I'm sorry, not another event, a key press, and it's going to be an M key press, and this is going to run continuously. So this lets us bypass that whole system just by doing this. So we also we're going to need one to stop that. So we're going to do another one, and we're going to say non-voice command stop matching. And this is going to be, we're going to do other, we're going to do stop another command, and then we're going to do stop matching. So we're pointing this to the other command, basically. And if you get this error, it's because if we hit OK and done, it hasn't picked it up So now if we go back into stop matching, you'll see it has refreshed it. You can't add multiple of these until you hit done and then link them. So you have to add something, hit done, and then go back and link it. So right now, nothing is calling the non-voice command, so we have to go to matching speed, and we have to go to the M key. So we're no longer going to use the M key. We are going to hit other, and we're going to start another command. So we're going to execute another command, and this command is going to be the start matching command, and we are not going to wait until it's completed. We just want to let this run, so uncheck this box and hit OK. So it's going to stop listening, and it's going to activate this command at the same time. So we hit OK, and the stop matching, we're going to have to do the same thing, except for this one, it's not going to be that. We're going to execute another command. Actually, you know what, in this one, we could do it one of two ways. We could just stop the command from here. So we will stop matching, or we can stop this one. We can call either one. So we're just going to stop the matching speed ourselves, and I'm going to go ahead and just get rid of this one. I'm not even sure why I created it. So theoretically, that should work. So if we go down to a new line, we'll say computer match speed. So here we go, and then computer stop matching. So you'll see that now, even with the command, even with the prefix suffix system, we still have the ability to repeat items. So this is pretty much the entire configuration that I have in the video below. There's not much different. I just have a lot more of them, and I've taken some steps to remove some of these and to clean them up a bit. So this is my current setup. I did have a lot more in here. I took some out because they weren't working correctly at the time, and I have to go through and change some things. So pretty much you're just going to repeat those processes until you get it how you like it. It requires a lot of tweaking, and that's pretty much about it. See, right here I'm trying to go the smallest route I can, and I've gotten it down to about 35 commands. So we'll hit done, and you'll see that my box, it stops listening right away. I don't like when it listens. So that's pretty much it. If you have any questions, just go ahead and post them in the Reddit. It's probably where I'll check more. All right. Hope that helped. Thanks for watching.